The Supreme Court finally takes the Second Amendment case we've been waiting for. DOJ sues California for its GLOCK ban, and Citizen Vigilante finally shows us what it would be like to give street justice to the left's violent monsters. This is The Loaded Mic, and I'm Dan Was. The United States Supreme Court has agreed to hear two blockbuster Second Amendment cases, Viramontes versus Cook County and Grant versus Higgins. Now, both cases challenge state and local bans on commonly owned semi-automatic rifles, including AR-15 style firearms. So if you've been waiting for the Supreme Court to finally answer whether politicians can outlaw an entire class of firearms owned by millions of law-abiding Americans, well, your wait is almost over. This isn't the final decision, but when we talk about firearms being in common use, the AR-15 fits that description perfectly. There are over 32 million of these firearms in the hands of American citizens. Now, the court has agreed to hear the cases. The arguments are still ahead, and no one knows how the justices will ultimately rule. But make no mistake, this is huge. This is a big moment, because for decades, many Second Amendment supporters have been playing defense. Every legislative session, another restriction. Every election cycle, another promise to ban something. Every tragedy is used by the political left to limit what law-abiding Americans can own. And the political left has treated the Second Amendment as though it were somehow less deserving of protection than any other constitutional right. But think about it. Nobody says the First Amendment only protects speech the government approves of. Nobody says the Fourth Amendment only applies when it's politically convenient. But when it comes to the Second Amendment, well, for years we've heard, well, this gun is okay, but not that one. This magazine is acceptable, but not that one. You can exercise your constitutional right here, but not there. And only after politicians decide exactly what they think you should own. Well, that's backwards. The Constitution doesn't exist to protect the feelings of those who've been brainwashed to fear guns. It exists to protect rights even when they're unpopular, or if some snowflake is scared. That's the entire point of the Bill of Rights. Now, let's talk about these cases. Illinois and Connecticut have laws banning many semi-automatic rifles that gun grabbers call assault weapons. Now, supporters of these laws argue that they're needed to improve public safety. Well, these are actually among the most commonly owned rifles in America, used overwhelmingly for lawful purposes such as home defense, recreational shooting, hunting, competitive shooting. And under the Supreme Court's decision in Heller and Bruin, firearms that are in common lawful use are protected by the Second Amendment. That's the constitutional question now headed to the highest court in the land. Not whether someone likes these rifles or whether politicians approve of them or whether some crybaby liberal has been triggered by them, but whether the Constitution protects them. That's the question. And here's what has a lot of people paying attention. Since Heller recognized an individual right to keep and bear arms, and Bruin instructed courts to evaluate gun laws based on the nation's historical tradition of firearm regulation, lower courts have reached different conclusions about semi-automatic rifle bans. The Supreme Court now has an opportunity to provide one answer for the entire country. If the court ultimately agrees with the challengers, the impact could extend well beyond Illinois and Connecticut. Now, similar bans in other states could face renewed constitutional scrutiny. Look out, New York, we're coming for you and your so-called New York SAFE Act. That's why this one is of the most consequential Second Amendment cases in years. This may be a chance to stop decades of incremental erosion of gun rights through unconstitutional legislation. Now, politicians have too often focused restrictions on citizens who obey the law rather than on criminals who ignore it. There's no denying the importance of the constitutional question before the court. Constitutional rights shouldn't depend on your zip code. A right in Arizona shouldn't become a felony in New York. A right in Texas shouldn't disappear in California. The Constitution was written for all Americans, not just the ones elected officials happen to agree with. So today is not the end of the fight. It's the beginning of what could become one of the most important constitutional cases of this generation. Now the lawyers will argue. The justices will deliberate and the country will watch. And sometime next year, the Supreme Court will tell us whether shall not be infringed means what our founding fathers intended. For millions of law-abiding Americans, that answer has been a long time coming. This case won't just shape gun law. It'll help define the scope of one of the fundamental liberties protected by the Constitution for years to come. Stay tuned, America. The next chapter in the fight over the Second Amendment is about to be written. So we're going to talk about this and many other things with his outspoken political views make him a real delight at family gatherings. Anthony Diso. So I always laugh. I always think that's funny. Anthony's always got some sort of. So anyway, so the two big cases coming to Supreme Court. The firearms community, Second Amendment community, feels pretty confident that they're going to finally put a stop to all these so-called assault weapon bans. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, that'd be nice. It shouldn't be that hard to do, you know?
It shouldn't be.
Well, it should just, isn't that their job? Follow the Constitution?
Yeah, but what did these knuckleheads in the Supreme Court do? Some of them went and they granted birthright citizenship recently. So I don't know. My fear is that they just can't be trusted. Can you believe they just... That's another topic. We can talk about that later. But yeah, so they granted birthright citizenship in a majority vote for it. And so that's why, you know, although it makes perfect sense, it seems to be undeniable. A semi-automatic rifle, regardless of how many attachments it has, and it's a commonly used, commonly owned. It should be protected by the Second Amendment. But I hope by the time they deliberate this that they're not drinking the left-wing Kool-Aid. What do you think?
Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, it's I don't know. It should be easy as 1, 2, 3. Okay. Fits the Constitution, Second Amendment, good. We're good to go. Nope. You always gotta, you can't, I don't know. It's hard to trust them. It's 50-50 with them.
Well, I mean, tell me any gun law that's not an infringement.
Shouldn't have any gun laws.
There should be nothing. They should be focused on the criminals, but they don't. Anything you talk, you know, and the gun grabbers, the liberals will say, well, we need background check. Well, where in the Second Amendment does it say the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed? As long as you get a government background check.
Well, they want to scribble. Well, sorry, they can't. Nobody today knows how to write cursive, so they're not going to be able to get that in there.
They can't even read the Constitution.
They can't even read it. I don't know. What's that say?
Anything though. Think about, and then you got red flag laws which violate the Fourth Amendment, and then you got fees. You got some states wanting to make you carry insurance. You got waiting periods. You got fingerprint. You got gun registries. You got magazine capacity limitations. Are you kidding me? Back in the days of our founding, you know, because Bruin brought us the historical tradition precedent now. Now, all gun laws must meet the historical tradition. What are the gun laws that these people are proposing now, current times, do they meet historical tradition? In other words, was there similar laws back then? And I don't know of any, really. I mean, I could probably maybe find something similar, but the magazine capacity restriction is really hysterical. I don't think back in 1791, when the first 10 amendments were ratified, that there was a law that said, well, you've got the right to keep and bear arms, but you can only carry 10 bullets.
I don't think they said that.
I don't think so.
I think they had a giant bag full of bullets and they just kept loading.
I think most of the time they didn't have more than 10 bullets because they were just hard to find and they were hard. Yeah. They had to melt them down.
But they didn't say, you can only have 10, buddy. That's it. 11, you're gone.
Yep, 11, you're in trouble.
That's
Throw them in jail.
In prison. That's it. He's out.
So ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
So, but this is a good opportunity
for the justices to do the right thing.
Yeah, let's hope they do the right thing. And now we know we can't trust Sotomayor and Jackson and
they're Looney Tunes.
But we can hope that, well, we know Clarence Thomas will do right, Alito. But we have some questionable Supreme Court justices. And, I don't want to bring everybody down, but I just want to be practical about this. I have a good feeling that we're going to win these cases, and that the so-called assault weapons are covered under the Constitution. Semi-automatic, commonly owned semi-automatic rifles are protected. But I mean, it's like we're going to be on eggshells for the next year until they figure this thing out. I don't trust them. I don't fully 100% trust them.
I don't.
It should be a slam dunk, though.
Should be.
It should be.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
No, it'll be like.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah. They scare me.
They scare me. They probably got 10 in their house.
The right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, but unless they scare you.
Yeah. Scary little guy on a table.
Unless the gun scares you.
He's going to run out of the house and just start going kaboom, boom. That's what these idiots think.
The right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed unless Moms Demand Action doesn't feel that it should.
Yeah, a whole another set of losers right there.
Oh, God, they are so bad.
What a bunch of
anyway,
idiots.
They are. I agree. Let me get to one of our sponsors who are not idiots. These are actually the ones who are protecting your rights. You want to know who's fighting for your gun rights? Gun Owners of America. Now, GOA is the no-compromise gun rights group, so I urge you to become a member at gunowners.org. What have they done? Well, GOA secured preliminary injunctions against the ATF pistol brace rule. GOA members submitted a record 85,000-plus comments opposing the ATF's universal registration check rule. They helped enact permitless carry in Nebraska and Florida. GOA secured victories in California, Illinois, New Mexico, New York, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Virginia. Plus, they won 2 legal victories against the ATF's zero tolerance policy. And GOA fought to overturn Joe Biden's ban on funding hunter education, shooting sports, and archery in schools. So with the constant attacks on our Second Amendment, we often ask ourselves, what can I do about it? Well, this is what you can do. You can become a member at gunowners.org and help us save the Second Amendment. All right, so we got a packed show today, Anthony. There's one thing I wanted to talk about that happened in our own backyard, Mechanicville, New York. Are you familiar with this? This grandmother who killed her kids killed her grandkids.
Oh, yeah.
So this grandmother, she's suspected of fatally poisoning her daughter and grandkids. And her name was Amy Stedman, 64 years old. Passed away on Tuesday. Oh, this is the obituary. They gave very brief obituary because they know she killed her family members. Stedman, her daughter, Sarah Myers, 44, and 4 grandchildren, Harper Harmon, 13, Hudson Harmon, 11, Gavin Harmon, 10, and Gracelyn Harmon, 10, were found dead at Stedman's home in Mechanicville, New York, after police responded to a welfare check. Well, Amy Stedman, with her 4 grandchildren, who she is suspected of poisoning. Handwritten note found Stedman's home strongly suggests that she poisoned the 5 before taking her own life. The Mechanicville Chief Police Bill Rabbit told reporters, there's a quote here, there is recovered evidence inside the apartment that indicates intentional poisoning with numerous prescriptions of over-the-counter medication, adding that the deaths are pending additional toxicology testing. One of the children was also stabbed in the quintuple murder, which was possibly sparked over rage that the grandchildren's father recently gained custody. So you heard about this? Mm-hmm. So I guess the father recently, and the father was quoted as saying, he's been fighting for a long time to get the kids away from these crazy people, the mother and the grandmother. So the grandmother takes it upon herself, what looks to be to spite the father and keep him from getting the kids. What does she do? She kills the kids. What? Go ahead.
I don't even.
Unbelievable.
I'm trying to figure out if the daughter was in on it or she was going to let him take them for the summer, and the grandmother didn't like the idea and killed her and then her kids. See, that's something we don't know.
Well,
I don't know if the daughter's in on it. Because she seemed to be very normal on her Facebook with her kids, very happy for them.
Jenny, we have a picture. Oh, there we do have a picture up.
Yeah, she was very heavily involved in her kids' activities. So I'm thinking the mom might have did this herself. And her
grandma, you mean?
Yep.
The grandma.
I think she killed her daughter because her daughter was going to let the father take the children, and she didn't agree with it.
Yeah. So that's the grandmother in that picture right there. We don't know what the mom looks like.
It's just to me, it's easier just to let the father mess up
and maybe
to
get the kids
kill
back
your family like a psycho. Like, let him take him to Utah. Let him. I mean, I've seen videos of him. He seems normal.
Yeah.
He seems like he's got his life together. He has a very good job. His wife has a good job. They have a beautiful home. All new. They have half brothers and sisters they never met down in Utah.
Oh.
So yeah, okay. You know what? Maybe they had some domestic abuse issues, but you can't say people can't change, right?
Yeah.
He could have been a piece of garbage in 2014, 2015, but he also could have turned his life around and become a better person, and that's why he wanted his children.
Yeah, but what kind of maniac do you have to be to not only kill the kid's mother and kill yourself just to prevent
someone from seeing their kids?
Unbelievable. I mean, there's serious mental. There's something serious that we'll never explain.
That's why I'm just wondering if she was in on her own and her daughter had no clue.
I would think the daughter didn't have a clue.
No, I think she killed her daughter first.
I mean, how could you kill your own kids?
Your daughter's going to fight.
Yeah.
They're going to know the order of death.
Oh, right.
The autopsy's going to tell you who died first, who died second. And I think the one that was stabbed was a kid that was the older one, probably fighting back.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking Granny was in on her own, and she didn't want her grandchildren going to Utah. And the daughter agreed to it. She had no choice but to agree to it because Utah already made the decision. I don't know. I don't know. It's just crazy, but that woman's in hell anyway because that's the only place you're going when you do something like that. I mean, how do you even think about that? Killing your grandkids and your kid.
Well, first of all, you have to be insane and you have to be pretty spiteful.
Right.
I mean, pretty spiteful. Like that's a
whole nother level, though.
That's a whole level of revenge, spite. I don't even know how to explain that.
No, and you just took 4 kids away from their father, regardless of how you thought of them.
It sounds to me like she hated their father more than she loved the kids.
Yeah. Because
it sounds like the motivation was really to spite the father.
Yeah.
I mean, there's got to be a lot of hatred there.
But they're going, I mean, he's going to get custody of the bodies and they're going to go to Utah and be buried.
That's awful.
He's the father.
That's awful.
There's no one there to take the kids, so.
That is awful.
He's going to, I guess he said he was going to get take them back to Utah and bury them there.
Well, hopefully she lives in eternity and
oh, she's in hell. There's no way.
The hot steamy
she's on
place.
fire still.
Hopefully they light her hair on, for her hair is constantly on fire.
It's awful.
Oh my God, unbelievable. Yeah, I just I read this article and I realized it's right around the corner from us. It's not far from us. It's not actually far from our studio. And
I just wish they would release more information on what the letter said and it's like they're very secretive about it. It's like give us some more info so we're not guessing on what happened.
Well, the father said, the system is broken. It takes way too long to get anything done. I spent 6.5 years fighting to be able to have access to my kids, he said. My concern right now is being able to bring my kids home and have them away from those 2 monsters that did this to them, he added about Myers and Stedman. I'm assuming he said that before they were killed, right? My concern right now is being able to bring my kids home and have them away from those 2 monsters that did this to them. Or maybe he is talking about after they died.
He wants to take them
because
to Utah.
He
doesn't want them buried with them.
I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
Damn. Yeah, I don't know. That's a hard pill to swallow for him.
Well, we got a lot of crazy people in this country, and I don't know what are we supposed to do about it. I mean, people like that, they need to be in asylums or something. We got to
open them back up.
You got to show some signs of craziness before doing something like this. I mean, people have to look at you and say, that person's freaking crazy.
Yeah.
You don't just act all normal your whole life and then kill 5 people and yourself.
No. Especially your flesh and blood daughter and her her children. That's just wild to me.
That is wild. Yeah. Yeah. So this woman, hopefully she has a long, hot vacation in hell. And we wish her only the worst. I guess.
Only the worst. I hope maybe that's why it's so hot out today. She's cooking.
She's cooking. It's
hot. The only place you belong is hell.
All right, we're gonna take a short break. We'll be right back. We got tons more for you.
The Cali Key removes your AR from the definition of an assault weapon. It lets you keep your rifle with all its features, avoid registration hassles, and transport in hostile jurisdictions. The Cali Key also lets you hunt in jurisdictions like Pennsylvania and enhances long-range precision shooting. Cali Key's expert legal opinions empower informed decisions, and sales help grassroots Second Amendment organizations. Cali Key is your tool to keep and equip your AR, empower yourself, and defend your civil rights.
Our founding fathers saw them coming over 200 years away. That's why they wrote the Second Amendment. Join us in the fight to preserve your gun rights and stop unconstitutional gun control. Gun Owners of America is the country's only no-compromise gun rights organization. Not only do we inform and educate, but we bring the fight to court and win. Your God-given right to keep and bear arms is our top priority. Become a member today and help us take back America. Join us at gunowners.org.
All right. In more gun news, this is good news. DOJ threatens a lawsuit over California's GLOCK ban. The U.S. Department of Justice has warned California it will sue if the state enforces its new GLOCK ban. This is Assembly Bill 1127, which took effect on July 1st. The law prohibits licensed firearm dealers from selling or transferring any machine gun convertible pistol, effectively banning most Glock and Glock-style semi-automatic handguns due to their trigger mechanisms that can be modified into fully automatic weapons. So I'll explain this to people who don't know what this is. There's a aftermarket thing called a Glock switch, and it's a small device that can be attached to the rear of the slide of a Glock handgun, changing the semi-automatic pistol into a machine pistol capable of full automatic fire. Glock does not manufacture switches to be attached to their firearms, nor do they design their firearms with the intent of having machine gun conversion devices installed. These are aftermarket parts from other companies. So just because other companies can create a modification piece, states like California and New York are taking advantage of that and trying to ban Glock. That's like because sawed-off shotguns, short barrel shotguns are illegal. Ban all shotguns because anybody can just cut a barrel, right? You can just change it into a shot. So that would be like banning all shotguns. But there's a couple articles here. U.S. Department of Justice Wednesday filed a lawsuit against Virginia and state police. So they did what they said they were going to do, filed a lawsuit accusing them of enacting a law that is said unconstitutionally bans the purchase and sale of ordinary semi-automatic rifles, according to a statement. The department also sued California on Wednesday to halt the state's newly enacted Glock ban. Two separate issues that the DOJ came down on the two states for. DOJ threatens to sue California over new gun sale restriction law. Trump administration Department of Justice issued a warning to California's leadership regarding a new gun sale restriction law it considered unconstitutional, calling the Glock ban. The law that is set to go in effect on July 1st, which actually went into law, now restricts regulation, restricts and regulates the prohibition of licensed firearms dealers from selling, exchanging, or delivering any semi-automatic handgun with a cruciform trigger that could be easily modified into, again, as they call, machine gun convertible pistol. The DOJ's Assistant Attorney General for the Civil Rights Division, Harmeet Dillon, on June 24th, threatened to file a lawsuit against California, arguing that the law limits citizens' ability to purchase legal firearms. And see, that's the thing that really, that's the crazy part of this whole thing. There's nothing illegal about Glock handguns, but just because another company makes a part, they're going to ban the whole. It's just so ridiculous.
Why not go after the company that makes the part? Who's making the part?
Well, think about that. Why? Okay, so why not go after the company part? Because that doesn't solve their real problem. The real problem is they want to run Glock out of town.
Oh, well, what about, didn't our esteemed rat-faced governor try to do that?
Yeah, but that the idea here is they don't care about the part. They don't even care about semi-automatic or a full, turning anything into a full automatic. What they really care about is taking out the most popular handgun company and getting rid of them. That's what they want. They're trying to shut it down that way. It's like they're trying to cut the head off the snake. I thought that was pretty interesting that we finally have an administration that has decided they're not going to deal with it anymore. You know, they're not gonna tolerate it.
Yeah, and like our state, who knows what they're up to? You know, she's trying to do the same thing as California. She follows everything. They both follow each other. Yeah. Oh, look, they're doing that. Let's do that. Like the insurance, she tried to do that. I think that got shot down. Trying to make us get insurance.
Yeah, well, you can't. You can't even buy insurance in New York.
No company's going to insure you anyway.
They wanted to require it because they know you can't get it.
Right.
So what a lot of people are doing is like you can go to USCCA, you can go to other companies that have handgun carry insurance that you can purchase. And I'll give a little shout out to my friend Peter Tillum. He's a New York State attorney. We've had him on the show. What he does is something a little different for New York gun owners. Is he puts he puts you on a retainer, or has a process where you can put him on a retainer for you. So you don't have insurance, but if you do, you pay every month, and it's a very small fee. If you pay every month, and then if you do end up having to use your gun in self-defense and you have an issue with the cops or whatever, you can just call him and he'll be there for you. Kind of like insurance, I guess, in a way, but his name is Peter Tillum, New York TAC Defense, TAC, New York TAC Defense. Look him up. He's a great guy, and he's doing a good thing for New York gun owners. But yeah, so that insurance thing, there are 2 states in the country that you can't actually, companies will not insure you because of restrictions and regulations and all sorts of stuff. And New York is one of them, of course. So. Not that we should even have to have insurance.
I'm not going to carry insurance because if I do kill somebody, they can sue my insurance company.
Yeah. But the problem is everybody is so litigious that, you know, you're afraid of somebody seeing your gun. You know, in a blue state, if you even print, you're gonna, you might have some
psycho leftist will start screaming, "Oh my God,
he's got a gun!" That's why I thought it would be so great if New York State, California, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Jersey, all these lib states, if they had open carry. We talked about this before. You have open carry, and the first instinct is everybody's going to flip out. Yeah, I think they will flip out for about a week or 2, but then they'll start to get used to it, right? You'll walk into a convenience store, a grocery store, or a movie, or wherever you're going, movie theater, whatever, and you've got your gun on your hip, and the libs will freak out for a little while, and then they'll see it again and again and again, and they'll start to realize,
It's just like how they're brainwashed. They keep watching the same garbage news, and it's the same thing. They get used to it.
Exactly.
There we go. See?
Yeah, and I think it would normalize gun ownership. It would normalize it to the point where they have to accept it, just like we have to accept all their insanity, their depravity, their all their tranny stuff, all their sickness. They have parades of guys running around naked, walking around with little children. That we have to deal with that nonsense, and all the transgender stuff, and all the crap that the left comes up with, that they force down our throats. We have to accept that, and it almost becomes normal, part of society, because we see it all the time now. It's not as shocking anymore.
Well, we just got done with the month.
What's that?
We just got done with Pride Month.
Pride Month. Why do the presidents only get a day?
Right. Veterans only get a day.
That doesn't make any sense to me. Why?
I mean, nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Sound like I celebrate it.
It's like, no one hangs their banner anywhere. It's not a flag. It's a banner.
Right.
We only have one flag.
You mean you didn't hang your rainbow flag?
Nope. Like I said, do whatever you want. I'm just not going to, fall into your ideology. I'm not going to.
New York's 2026 GLOCK ban is officially part of the state's 2026 and 2027 budget, has been signed into law by Governor Hochul. It targets pistols that can be converted into automatic weapons, a category that includes many GLOCK models and similar designs. So yes, it does.
So now they're going to get sued by the DOJ.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Why
aren't they involved?
Yeah. Why hasn't DOJ sued New York? Maybe this is something that we should really start pushing. New York needs to get sued for not only for this silly GLOCK ban, but for the New York SAFE Act, which has neutered the semi-automatic rifles. But we got the big case, two big cases coming up in the Supreme Court. So hopefully that's going to wipe that out, and we can go tell Hochul to stuff it. Hopefully she won't be in office too much longer.
I don't know.
We'll see. We'll see if Blakeman can pull through, and even if then, is he going to be friendly to the Second Amendment? We don't know. We don't know for sure.
Yeah, Blakeman. Why don't you reach out and let us know?
Yeah, let us know exactly where you stand on some of this stuff. But anyway, yeah. So that's where we're at with the New York, or with the California GLOCK ban. DOJ is suing them. So that should put an end to it. I suppose once that happens, once California gets shot down, then Hochul will have to shut hers down too.
Yeah. Or they'll come after her. Which she doesn't care. It's not her money she's spending.
No. She's spending taxpayer money.
Did you hear about the mass exodus of all the businesses and how much money New York State just lost?
I just heard. I don't know any.
What, 47 billion? 832 companies left New York.
We look at that. This is a scary thing about that. We look at it and we go, yeah, okay, that's what they deserve. That's what they're going to get. See what happens.
Oh, we get hit.
Well,
we're going to get
We're going to get hit. We already have gotten hit. She's already taken New York State tax money and given it to and bailouts.
He's losing businesses and no one's paying attention.
You know what?
The liberal news isn't reporting it.
They want that to happen because they want to be able to run New York City down to nothing and then bring in the Muslims.
The Muslims can have it. It'll be third world country down there.
Exactly.
That's what Mondami wants. These idiots, stupid white liberal women don't get it. Socialism and communism does not work. It's never going to work.
We have two parties in America. We have the American Party and we have the Communist Party.
Right. Liberals are commies.
Yeah.
Because if you think Mondami's doing a good job, you're sadly mistaken. Because once the billionaires and the millionaires leave, you got nothing. You have absolutely nothing.
The problem with that is they are too stupid to even recognize it. But the problem is we're all going to suffer in the end. We're going to have to pay for the mistakes of these stupid liberals voting for these people and turning cities and states into communist states. We're going to end up paying for it. We already are. Hochul, like you said, Hochul's already taken state tax money and given it to New York City.
Because New York has nothing. They're in debt. They don't make money down there. Taxes. Now they want to steal people's rental properties and give them to the people.
Yeah. And rent control. So you're going to tell a landlord who's got a building with, let's say, 100 units, that he can only charge X amount of dollars, $1,000, let's just say $1,000 per unit, when his expenses, taxes, maintenance, mortgages, insurance, all that stuff, let's say his expenses require him just to break even to charge $1,200 per unit.
So is the government going to make up that money?
Yeah, is the government going to right? Is the government going to give him a break? Are they going to freeze his insurance and his mortgage payments? Are they going to restrict his taxes and escrows from going up, or his insurance?
It's just comical to watch how dumb people are.
It's so ridiculous.
We're getting free this. We're getting nothing's free.
So these buildings are going to go up for foreclosure. This is the problem.
And then he'll take them over. He'll buy them for cheap.
Yep.
And then
load the Muslims in.
Load the Muslims in who are dirty scavengers. They're not clean people. They're not clean people. They're not. And they'll just be more destroyed than they already are.
Yeah.
And it'll be in shambles.
Yeah.
Then you got the gays are all over him. Oh, he's such a great person. Yeah, go where he's from. See what they do to
you.
It's illegal to be gay in where he's from.
He's putting on an act.
His act it's dog crap.
They don't.
You can see right through that guy.
Let me get to one of our sponsors real quick here, and then I want to move on to something real special. I think you're going to like this next topic, but I want to talk about the Cali Key. This device, the Cali Key, removes your AR from the definition of so-called assault weapon. Did you know that when so-called assault weapon ban lists are created, they exclude manually operated bolt-action firearms? So just by dropping the Cali Key into your direct impingement AR, in place of your semi-automatic BCG, you'll have a bolt-action rifle that falls outside the definition of so-called assault weapon. That's all you need to do. So give the Cali Key a look, because with it, you could retain all your rifle's features, avoid registration complications, revive your black rifle sales if you're an FFL, regain the ability to do private party transfers, legally transport across hostile jurisdictions, hunt with your AR in areas like Pennsylvania, enhance long-range precision and quiet or suppressed shooting. Cali Key has state-specific expert attorney opinions on its website and supports grassroots Second Amendment organizations with its sales. Cali Key's mission is to empower customers and claw back our civil liberties. Go to calikey.com and use the discount code LOADED. All right. So, Anthony, this is an interesting topic. We don't usually talk about movie reviews. That's Danny Wass Jr.'s job. Hey, Danny, by the way, did you see this movie, Citizen Vigilante?
I didn't, and you're not going to like my opinion on the trailer.
Okay. All right. Well, then we're not going to talk to Danny, because I thought it was incredible. I think we have a promo shot. Do we have a promo shot? And while I'm pulling up this article, here we go.
So say your bit on it, and then I'm gonna tell.
Can people hear you? First of all, I never know if they can hear. Okay. Okay. So let me read a little bit from Breitbart. With a reported budget of anywhere between $750,000 to $5 million, writer director, what's his name, Danny?
Uwe Boll.
Oh, okay, whatever. Boll. We'll call him Boll. Subversive and sometimes brilliant Citizen Vigilante is already a roaring success on all fronts. At the box office and through video on demand since its June 19th release, Citizen Vigilante has already grossed $67.3 million worldwide. It almost beat Supergirl's pathetic $68 million. And Supergirl is a $200 million movie with a promotion budget in the 100 million range. They go on to say, our pansy ass and utterly useless critical class hate the movie. In other words, the political left cannot stand this. The people are so uniformly corrupt that although the movie was available for free on X for a time, widely available on pay-per-view, it's making real money and part of the cultural Zeitgeist, only 5 reviews have been posted at Rotten Tomatoes. Naturally, they're all pansy-ass reviews filled with the required outrage if you want to retain your pansy-ass status. I think that's hysterical. So Anthony, you didn't see it either, did you?
No, I didn't see it.
Okay, so what this thing is, it's basically a vigilante who is tired of all the woke left's violent criminals that they support. Can we got a little clip? Or Danny, did you want to comment?
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't want to yuck your yum on this, but Uwe Boll does not have a good reputation when it comes to making movies. I don't think I remember seeing one of his more popular ones called Rampage.
Yeah.
Dog shit.
But you didn't see this one.
I didn't see this one. But,
okay.
I saw the trailer, and you know, if I'm being nice about it, all I really got from it was that it was just kind of, it seemed like a low rent, just kind of Punisher to me. But
like, what do you mean low rent Punisher?
Like just the Punisher. He's a vigilante. He's taking out bad guys because the police aren't doing anything about it. You know, he's a vigilante. Like,
right. So that and that's to a certain extent what it is. And yes, budget, it was a lower budget movie. Here's the thing. And the reason I loved it so much is because it was really satisfying to watch the bad guys, in this case, you know, in many cases throughout the movie, get killed. And we see movies all the time where, you know, the left produces these movies and they make, you know, the white guys either the stupid, ridiculous, and make them the bad guys. Right wingers are always the Nazis and white supremacists and all this stuff. And the liberals are the heroes, right? This movie flips that entire narrative on, it just completely flips it and tells the truth, really. It shows the beginning scene, the first scene is a woman with her little kid is in the grocery store, and some illegal immigrant stabs her in the neck, and she bleeds out in front of the little kid. So the vigilante, the whole thing is he goes after these bad guys. And then the best part, I thought, was this Muslim kid, this Islamic kid, 16, 17, whatever. Him and a bunch of his friends raped this 14-year-old girl. And the vigilante goes to the girl and he says, basically asks her, what do you want? What do you want to happen? And she basically says she wants justice. So he goes to and I'm not going to give away too much of this, but you got a clip?
oh, sorry, my bad.
Okay. I thought you had a clip. Actually play that second clip there. Play the second clip, just a little bit of it so you can see kind of this scene that I'm talking about. Oh, this is a different scene. That's all right. Play this. This is
the only one I have.
Oh, it's the only one you have. Okay, so
Come on, telephone, call your mommy.
these dirtbag kids are picking on this one kid. He zaps him.
Get your phone. Call your parents. Just tell them you want to press charges on each one of these pieces of Hello, boys. If I ever see you put your hands on anyone else ever again, I will visit you, and you will not be walking away from it. You understand? Maybe now you understand why.
That's not it. So it's stuff like this, but he goes into this Islamic kid's house after the judge lets him out of jail, right? So they can rape this 14-year-old girl, and then they're set free because the judge is a left-wing judge, right? So I won't give it away.
Well, hold, I got the clip.
You got the second one. Okay, so play a little bit of it.
Go.
Sorry.
Maybe we have just a little chat. Back.
That's the father, the kid.
Oh, good. Yusuf's here. Relax. Go. Hello, Yusuf.
Yusuf, run!
Where are they going to go?
What are you doing?
Yusuf, حبيبي!
Go tend to your son.
They have to
Tie something
understand
around
that
his leg.
kid,
I an
a
artery. He
14-year-old
should be
girl.
fine.
Don't worry.
So I guess you're wondering why I'm here.
Are here because of my son, because of the court. The court free him. And this is the court from your country.
Of course. Because your son and his friends had to that 14-year-old girl. They were so traumatized from their childhood that they couldn't keep their dicks in their pants.
He's young. He don't know nothing.
Is that why you did it, Yusuf?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry we did that. We thought she wanted it.
You thought that she wanted you to grab her and pull her into a bush in the quiet part of the park. But she wanted you to put your hand over her mouth while your 7 friends took turns her. She had to crawl out of those bushes on her hands and knees. And now she lives every single day afraid of what you and your friends might do since you were acquitted. It was very good work by your attorney, by the way, painting them as the victim. What was it? Traumatic integration?
But we're all getting mental help now and support. We will be better in the future. I promise that.
It's the right answer. The only problem is that on your
Okay, stop.
social media,
Okay, so the next section, I'll show you a little bit about that next section. So basically, I'm not going to tell you what happens here in this scene, but it's worth the watch because all I can keep thinking, I guess the way I define it is that it was satisfying. It was finally people paying for their actions.
Mm-hmm.
And in this case, these radical Islamists who think that it's okay to do that to a young girl finally pay the price. But wait till you watch the movie and you see how they actually pay the price. And we're not going to show it. But go ahead and play the next little bit. This is interesting, too.
since the event, I have not seen any regret or empathy. In fact, I think you said that she deserved to be.
What I mean is that they dress wrong and just make boys horny with their mini skirts. They show their legs and breasts.
You wrote that she deserved it.
I will delete it.
Are these the values you're teaching your children?
I teach him the values from Quran and these values from our family.
Well, if these are your values, that women in America and Europe deserve to be because of a dress code, why did you come here?
You know that we have several war in our country and we have a dangerous life. That's why we are here. And I think you know that.
Do you know what I think?
Why?
I don't think it was the good ones that got out of your country. I
Okay.
think it was the bad ones.
All right. So that was an interesting scene because what he did was he talked to the sister and said, you didn't even condemn this. She actually defended the rape against this girl because she has been so brainwashed in their culture to believe that if they show a little leg or anything, any skin, that the girl actually deserves it. Go ahead. What are your thoughts? I haven't let you talk on it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy. But that is, that is their type of culture, though. They have a different mindset than we do.
Well,
But
it doesn't belong here.
no, if you come here, you abide by our way of life. We don't conform to yours.
Right.
That's not how it works. And we ain't never going to conform to yours.
Yeah.
We're not going to do Sharia law. We're not going to, Quran. We're not.
I think a part of the problem is that these people with these beliefs come here to America, and they seem to think that they can get away with this stuff.
They are getting away
Well,
with it.
they are
though.
getting away with it because you got
Look at
liberals
Dearborn.
defend.
Look at Dearborn, Michigan right now.
Well, that's what I mean. So you got judges, like in this movie, there's a whole judge scene that you got to see. It's really satisfying to watch how this vigilante takes care of the left-wing judge who lets these people out of jail. It gives them a free pass for killing and whatever. So when I say the movie was satisfying from a conservative perspective, I mean it's finally seeing what should be done to these people who commit these crimes.
Mm-hmm.
All this stuff that the political left defends and protects and brings more of these people into this country, this movie shows you the way it should be. And like I said, it was satisfying to watch because you're seeing justice.
Yep.
So, Danny, any more thoughts on that?
I'm just kind of this is my same criticism with a lot of the liberal media, where it's very heavy-handed and political. I just want good art. I don't care if a woman's in it. I don't care if they have if the Muslim's the bad guy. I don't care if the white guy's the bad guy. I just want a good story.
I got you.
And I've seen that this particular story like countless times. It didn't look like it offered anything more, and that's what all the reviews are saying. It's just kind of just there to be politically outrageous.
It is. It's politically outrageous. I will give you that. It absolutely is. But the difference is, I've never seen anything like it.
Well, yeah, it's just it's now conservatives are hitting back with the same tactics that the left did. I don't agree with either way.
Right. No, you're right, and that, but somehow the conservatives are going, yeah, it's about time, because all the movies really paint white conservatives as the bad guys all the time,
Mm-hmm.
And this is finally one that shows us the people that the left wing supports are really heinous criminals, many of them, and this is finally. You're right, Danny. You're right. It's a pushback.
Well, you know what's interesting? I wonder if there was like this kind of debate with like Russian people, because like in the 80s, like the Russians were always the bad guy.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's like a small kind of cult argument debate about that too.
I don't think so in Russia, because he'd be dead.
Yeah, I think it's different. I think
Russia doesn't allow you to do anything like that.
No, I mean like a debate here, because in the 1980s, all the action like Red Dawn
and all them,
yeah.
Well, there's a difference here, I think, and I think the difference is Russia's completely a completely different country, state, completely different. The difference here is these radical Islamists and these street thugs and all these illegal immigrants and Somalis and all these people that are committing these type of crimes, we have a portion of our society who's actually bringing them in and defending them. I think that's the difference. With the Russian stuff, we didn't really have part of our country actually defending them. Do you see the difference? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get it. So it was, instead of it being like a more nuanced argument, it's just a complete us versus them.
The Russian thing would be more of an us versus them.
See, I don't. That sounds like super bad for the political landscape, but
well, I mean, those movies you're talking about, the 80s stuff, the us versus them, the U.S. versus Russia. I mean, that's clear to me. That's an us versus them. The difference here is that
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
This is left-wing stuff. This is left-wingers create this stuff and they defend it. This is why it's so different, because we're actually not only fighting against these radical Muslims and against the corrupt Somalis, and all these people are coming into our country and trying to do harm and hurt our people.
We're electing them into
steal
office.
our money. The real problem is the left-wingers who are defending it.
And voting them into office thinking they're going to do good. They're not. They're not here for good.
No, I don't think they think they're going to do good. I think they believe that they're going to change American society to a more communist. And the harsh reality for the left is that they will be the first ones thrown off the building.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'll pay to watch it.
Well, me too. I'll pop the popcorn.
That's it. I'll bring the bubbly.
Danny, how much time we got in this segment?
We got to wrap it up. But
Okay,
I mean,
wrap it up.
one more thing on that, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you know how you said, not every Muslim wants to kill you, but every Muslim wants you dead.
Did I say that?
You said something like that. Where like,
I know the saying. Okay, go ahead.
or they want other Muslims to kill you. Is that
Right.
not what you just said about the liberals?
How did I say that?
Well, you're saying that like I'm not gonna, they're gonna be the first ones to do it, but I'm gonna watch, and like because you don't agree with them.
I think, well, let me just clarify then. I think that if anybody, liberal or otherwise, are bringing in this type of element into our country and defending them, and left-wing judges are letting them out of jail, letting them back on the streets, I have no compassion for those people. I know it's not all left-wingers doing this. I know there are some that might still have some common sense, but I think what's happening now is the left has become so radical that those radical people will be eaten by their own. It's kind of like Frankenstein's monster. Frankenstein creates a monster, and then the monster wants to kill Frankenstein. Well, that's what they're doing. And there's a certain element of the Democratic Party that's really radical and intent on doing that stuff. Those people, I don't care what happens to them. No, I don't. They're destroying our country, and I don't care. Does that answer the question, or am I being hypocritical on that?
No, I'm just trying to clarify.
Well, I think that's the best way I can clarify it. If you're destroying our country and you're bringing in people that want to destroy our country, I have zero compassion for you. Thanks so much for watching The Loaded Mic on Rumble, YouTube, and anywhere else you're finding it. You can also catch us on any podcast platform, including Spreely.com. Check out Spreely.com. Thanks for being here. Hope you enjoyed the show. And remember, the Second Amendment is not a privilege. It's your right.